Yo, what is up NBA fans? It's Mike here, and it is now official. Giannis Antetokounmpo, two-time MVP, one-time Defensive Player of the Year, one of the best players in the league, has officially signed the largest contract in NBA history, $228 million over the next 5 years to stay with the Milwaukee Bucks. This is huge. And while this isn't a great news for a whole lot of teams in the NBA who are hoping to get Giannis, this is fantastic for the Bucks. If you're a Bucks fan, you must be celebrating out of your mind right now because the guy who is probably going to be the best player in the league by the end of this season, if not sometime during next season, and is almost certainly going to be one of the two best players, along with Luka Doncic, throughout the next decade, he is now locked down in your team for the next 5 years. This is amazing news. Now, I'm not going to lie, even though I have said since the very beginning I never expected Giannis to leave, after the Bogdan screw-up and some weird things he was saying last week, I was getting a little sus, alright? I was sweating just a tiny bit. But at the end of the day, I really did always expect him to re-sign, and especially before the Bogdan incident, I always expected Giannis to stay with the Bucks, alright? The man said he wanted to stay, he seems like a real genuine dude, and he's a foreign player, which I think, in general, throughout NBA history, foreign players tend to stay with the team who drafted them, if they have the choice, I should say, especially foreign superstars. So I really never expected Giannis to leave. Lo and behold, I was right. Now, obviously, this makes the Bucks automatic contenders for the next 5 years, okay? I don't expect Milwaukee to just sit on their ass and suddenly stop trying to win a championship with Giannis. They're going to keep building around him. I expect them to have another trade of some sort this season to get another decent player around him, probably something like very similar to the Bogdan trade, like a very similar type deal, because they're going to want to get those guys out of there, not that they know they were almost traded. The Bucks are going to be very good for the next 5 years. And man, if you're a Milwaukee fan, good for you. Just you must be a happy fellow right now. So, for the other teams in the NBA, what does this mean? Well, there are several teams who've got to be pretty disappointed right now. The Miami Heat are one of them, which I'm going to come back to in a minute because I think they're more affected than most. The Raptors were hoping to get Giannis. That's obviously not going to happen now. I'm curious to see if they do actually go after DeRozan next year now, since he's going to be a free agent. Bring him back, give him a decent contract. They're not going to be contenders with him, but they could very well keep attempting to make deep playoff runs. The team who I always thought was the biggest threat to get Giannis was the Dallas Mavericks, and I am so very happy that he re-signed, so that does not happen, because as amazing as it would be to watch, as a fan of balance and parity in the league, I've got to tell you, I did not want to see Giannis Antetokounmpo and Luka Doncic on the same team, because that's basically Kobe and Shaq 2.0. That may be the greatest duo in NBA history right there. Can you imagine Giannis and Luka on the same team? That is pretty much a guaranteed title every single year they're together. That's a ridiculous combo, and that was terrifying to me. You get Porzingis at center, Giannis at the power forward, and then Luka at point guard or shooting guard or whatever. It really doesn't matter who else you have on the roster with them. That's the best team in the league. I really can't see. I feel like that team would kick this current Lakers ass, honestly. I don't see any way you stop that duo. That is terrifying. So glad it didn't happen. Sorry, Mavericks fans. I know that you were kind of hoping it would happen, but trust me, it's for the good of the league, okay? That duo would make KD and Steph look like I don't have a good comparison here, but that would be the best duo in NBA history, in my opinion. Very happy it didn't happen. All right. This is interesting for the free agency next year, because now the free agent class, which was looking to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest free agency class in NBA history, is now looking pretty ordinary, okay? Paul George, extension. Lakers, LeBron and AD, extension. Giannis, extension. A lot of great players have now been extended by their teams, and free agency is looking a little sus at the moment. Okay, there's still some big names out there. Kawhi is not signed an extension, obviously. I expect the Mavs to target him really hard. Victor Oladipo. There's some guys like CJ McCollum. Bradley Beal, I don't know if he's signed an extension yet, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't. There are definitely some big names still out there, but it is definitely a more interesting, not more interesting, it is definitely a less interesting and less terrifying free agency class now than it was before with the signings of Giannis, Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Paul George. All right, very curious. Kawhi is definitely going to be the real, extremely sought after dude next summer, assuming he doesn't sign an extension before then, of course. So, the one big team who I think is affected the most by this is the Miami Heat. Now, I never thought that Giannis was a good fit on the Heat because pairing Giannis with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, that is three guys who are not very good shooters. So that pairing just never made sense to me. But I am someone who has continued to say that James Harden should be traded to the Heat. I think the Heat are the best destination for him. And I think this really pushes them to trade for James Harden now. Because now they know they're not getting Giannis. I think they have more reason to just put all their cards on the table, go after James Harden, try to win a title right now. Because I still think it is a very good deal for the Heat to attempt to trade for James Harden, center the trade around Tyler Hero, throw in, whoever else you need, Duncan Robinson, some cap filler guys, a bunch of picks, get Hero out of there, bring Harden in. Nothing against Hero. I know most Heat fans disagree with me, and that's fine if you don't think James Harden would fit with the team, but I really think if you look past the narratives of how, he's such a ball hog and he doesn't pass, that's all Mike D'Antoni, guys. He didn't play like that before Mike D'Antoni, and under Eric Spoelstra, I can't see him continuing to play like that. Him and Jimmy Butler have wanted to play together before. It's a very good fit with Harden, Butler, and Bam. That's a fantastic fit on that team. That's just an amazing big three, and I would say pretty clearly the best team in the East right there. So I still think they should trade for Harden. Man, the NBA just looks different now. It's pretty crazy now that Giannis has signed. I'm excited. I'm excited as someone who liked the Bucks. Obviously, as a Sixers fan, there's part of me that's like, damn it, now we're going to have to deal with the Bucks being ridiculous for a while. But as a fan of the NBA and NBA basketball, I like that Giannis signed with the Bucks, okay? It's always nice to see a superstar sign with a small market team and stay there, specifically their hometown team. All right, I'm excited to see what he can do on that team. And for the people saying, the Bucks, so many people have already given up on the Bucks and Giannis winning a title there. I think people are giving up on this dude too early. Giannis is not in his prime yet. He's going to keep getting better for the next several years, and then he's going to be in his prime for several more years after that. He does not really have much of an injury history. He's one of the greatest athletic freaks in NBA history. This dude's ridiculous, and we have not seen peak Giannis yet. The Bucks are absolutely going to be contending for a title. They are a finals and championship threat every single season that Giannis is there. I'm just very excited. I'm very excited to see Giannis on the Bucks for the next 5 years, even if I really do hope the Sixers beat him in the playoffs if they ever meet. So that is all I really had for today's video, guys. I'm sure there have been a billion videos about Giannis that have come out in the last 24 hours before this one, but I'm an NBA YouTuber. I gotta make a video about it, you know what I'm saying? So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and check out some of my other content. Thank you for watching.